I've been asking, what happened to your eye? Why is your eye blue? Why is your eye white? Some children also can just be scared because they just run away.
Malo, 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 I say go alone. Malo, 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 I say go alone.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Chiriwa Susan here. And today I'm going to speak or to talk about myself, my journey with my eye, my journey being a mono-eyed. So, many people have been asking, what happened to your eye? Why is your eye blue? Why is your eye white? Some children also can just be scared because they just run away from me, or some are even courageous to ask me, what happened to your eye? Yes, what happened to my eye? So, when I was 5 years, my mother was, I think we were heading somewhere with my mom. I can't remember the exact place where we were going, but she left me somewhere at her friend's so that she can go and pick something somewhere so that she comes back. So when she left me there, of course, kids, we have to play, We are so playful. Kids are so playful, especially me. I'm still playful, actually. So what happened? So there's this boy who had a bicycle, and then, would take turns in riding it. And then unajua zile za kitambo nye mse, bana. Mtu akiwa na bike mnanyenyekea hapo, lazima mkuwe marafiki. Yani like you have to be friends in a way. So this other one, I think alinyimwa ama ilikuwa kitu kama hiyo, so akarusha the fence, the bike over the fence, and it's a barbed wire fence. So we were all running towards where it was, so that the first person to get the bike is the first person who would ride it for that turn. So everybody is running towards any direction that you can ride the bike easily. So for me, I went to this corner, like it had a miba, miba ilikuwa imewekwa hapo, so like they were trying to prevent dogs from getting in. So just a small kind of hole. So when I wanted to just get in, the wire caught my cloth. So when I was turning back to look at it like this, so it just inside my eye. So that's how I got this. So nilipiga nduru mse, hey. I was rushed to the nearest hospital. That was 10 district hospital, yeah. And then they said they couldn't manage it because the damage was severe. So I was rushed to Eldoret nursing home, now called Eldoret Hospital. So they did a replacement of the lens because it had been damaged. Yeah, and after a few days, I went back home. Life went back to normal. Of course, not normal because everybody's just curious. Hey, hebu tuone macho yako, tumwambie umewekewa macho ya mbuzi, Hey, macho ya kondoo. So yeah, it looked a little bit different from the other one. You could tell if you come close to me, but you couldn't tell if you're not keen enough. But because, of course, my neighbors and any other person knew that I had been injured, rushed to the hospital, they did a surgery. So everybody was curious to see that eye that looked like a goat one or a sheep one. Oh my God, the naiveness. So yeah, so some people even got scared of me, like, how can you even stay with somebody who has a goat's eye, you know. But after some time, most of them understood that it was not like it's the goat's eye or the sheep's eye or someone else's eye. It was just a replacement of the lens. Yeah, life continued. Went through primary school. Though there was this kind of stigmatization, I wouldn't do some activities because mtu mwenye ako na jicho moja anaweza fanya nini? Mtu mwenye ako na jicho moja atatuangusha. If they were to choose teams, people would say sana na huyu atatuangusha, you know. So such kind of things. So, but you have to be, you know, especially in our era, there was nothing that you just sit down. You had to struggle, you know, because nobody was there to fight for you if you don't fight for yourself. Especially for somebody like me, I was in a boarding school at class 3. I was already in a boarding school, so you had to fight for your life. Manze, maisha boarding to attend tonight. It's another story. So after 10 years, I started feeling like I wasn't seeing. If I would place my hands in front of my eyes, I would see blurry. I could just see like movement. So we went back to the hospital. We were referred to MTRF. That is a Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret. So they said that the lens is not in position, so they had to do a repositioning of the lens. That's another surgery. So yeah, I was taken in. They did a surgery. Unfortunately, the lens was not placed well. So it cut the cornea, it cut the retina. Sasa hapo ndo shida zilianza. So cornea is just another thing. One, for you to get a cornea is just another thing, especially back at home in Kenya. So we went to different hospitals. We went to, is it called Loresho? They even didn't have a list, or they were not even expecting any cornea anytime soon. We went to Kikuyu. It was damn expensive for us that time. We couldn't afford it. It was 110,000, I think, for the surgery only, leave alone the bed and anything. And you know, we couldn't manage to raise that. Even for us to raise the fare going to Nairobi. Oh my, thank you so much for my relatives who really hosted us, and friends, and for the friends and family who came through for us. It wasn't an easy journey. So you can imagine. So we went to Kikuyu. It was very expensive for us. So somebody recommended we go to Kenyatta, KNH. So we went to KNH. We were so lucky. They had corneas. They had ordered for some corneas, and it was like a first come, first serve thing. So if you had the money, they would do it for you. So they did it for us at 30,000. Yeah, that's, of course we couldn't afford that, but we had to do something. So we went in, did the surgery, was done, went well actually, but the eye pressures were always high. Every other time we would go, so they would give me medication for the pressures, for the wound, and you know it's a wound on a wound on a wound, and you know the eye, if you understand it. So the pressures of the eye kept shooting up and up and up. So they had to first to stabilize the pressures of the eye. But even the cornea itself rejected the eye, or the eye rejected the cornea. Either of it, they did not match because of the pressures. So I was always going to Kenyatta after every 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Like I remember the clinics were on Mondays. So if I would go this Monday, I would skip the next Monday and go to the other Monday. And you know, we don't live close to Nairobi. We had to be traveling. I was in high school by then. Imagine kuomba ruhusa kila wakati. And you know how, anyway, walimu pia mnafanga mkuwe serious kidogo, na mnafaa kuwa considerate kama watu wenye walienda shule bana. Si kuharas tu kila msee na kila kitu inakupita mbele yako. Yeah. Because I remember there was even when I was being admitted in Form 1, there was a teacher who asked, and I was with my mom, hii miwani umevaa, hii miwani ya urembo ama ni ya kusoma? I had to sit down na nimwangalie hivi ndio niangalie vizuri. So sometimes don't just be, yeah, it's okay to ask, but ask nicely. Pia kuwa curious, ujue vitu zingine, si kuuliza uliza. Yeah. So tukarudi MTRH. So there's this eye camp that it was in MTRH, and the doctor, I think they were coming from Egypt. Yeah, I think they were coming from Egypt. It was supposed to come from Egypt. So they looked at my eye and they said they would do the one for the pressures, to reduce the pressures of the eye, because I was waiting for a surgery like that. I was on the list in, I think, in KNH here, because I would go to MTRH. I even don't remember where, as long as I went to hospital. So I was scheduled for surgery. I went in for around 8 hours for the surgery, and then unfortunately they did a wrong surgery. Lakini we imagine umetoka theater alafu naambia hiyo surgery umefanyiwa si the right one, umefanya the wrong surgery. In fact, what they did, they even worsened the situation, because they put a lens on top of it, of another lens, you can imagine. So my doctor realized it, and I was taken back to the theater after 2 days. I went to Sabatia. They did they removed the lens, and then they did the one for to reduce the pressure. So I went well back home. The pressures reduced, but they come on and off. So I've been on meds and drops. So, but the doctors have been trying to save my eye. Some are positive, some are negative. Some say they can't. I've tried. There's even a hospital in USA. They were supposed to do the corneal transplant. Interesting. So the secretary to that doctor was told to write a letter to that hospital, and then she was like, we hii msichana, macho yako hata kweli inaona, we unataka tu kuenda ng'ambo, si ndio? And then she wrote that the eye cannot be saved anymore. So how could they save it if it's not savable, Yeah. So that was it. And yeah, I've lived with it. It's becoming more and more white, more and more blue, and yeah, watch out for part 2 of the journey of me back to myself, my eye coming back to itself. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and yes, put a smile on someone's face. Thank you guys, and see you soon.